Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we are going to be doing a lovely guided meditation. I have incredible energy flowing through me tonight because I just got done with a guided meditation over at Inspiritus Alchemy. My friend Gina runs the place. It's her beauty salon, which is very holistic in nature, and she also does some of the most incredible guided meditations on the planet. So I got that energy flowing through me. How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing? Oh, Rocco Hemda's here. Hey, good to see you, friend. What's new in your world, man? How's life going? How's life going? How are you treating life? I hope you're doing well, brother. And then let's see who else is here. Ignorant, man. Good to see you. My trusty mod. He's always here to start kick things off. Let's see. Good. Making Switzel. I don't know what Switzel is. I've never heard of Switzel. What is Switzel? You're gonna have to inform me. Explain what this Switzel thing is. And then we'll hop into some meditation because that's what we do. We're not gonna do any chess tonight. Even though I am a chess instructor IRL, we're not going to do any philosophy, even though I have a master's in analytic philosophy and I love doing philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, and metaphysics streams. And we're not going to do, maybe we'll do a little reading from the Tao Te Ching. We'll see how things go. It's sherry vinegar, honey, ginger, and water. Ooh, yum. That sounds good. Are you going to bring some over here? Are you going to leave your buddy, without anything? Or are you going to bring over some Switzel? That sounds great, man. You're always concocting things in the kitchen, dude. I feel like you spend like half your days in the kitchen concocting like weird experiments and things like that. Let's see. You say, Star Punk. Yeah, that's how it is. Those of you who don't know, I've known Roko Hemda since I was 5 years old, so he has permission to talk to me that way. I won't ban him just yet. But yeah, it's good to hear from you, man. I talked with Tony the other day, and it was nice catching up with him as well. And when am I going to kick your ass in Root or Dominion or Chess again, man? We gotta play again. We haven't played in a while. That'll be fun. But yeah, anyways, we're just gonna hop into the meditation. I don't feel like beating around the bush too long. I want to just go into the source of creation. That's what I'm all about, man. I don't know, Roko Hemda, I don't know if you're gonna hop into the meditation with us tonight or not, but I hope you do, man. Meditation's a powerful tool, and it really helps you go into the place of pure love and oneness in your heart and experience that, man. And that's important. It really is. This world needs more of that, right? This world needs more people taking time to take care of themselves. Roko Hemda, you say you meditate through angst. You have all that existential angst. I know you've been that way since you were 5, man. So it's probably not going to change. But maybe you should undergo some philosophical training, man. I think that might be the issue, dude. We tend to get existential angst when we have cognitive dissonance, and there's a lot of competing thoughts, X and not X in our head going at the same time, and then when that happens, all those things like angst brew up, right? Because we have philosophical questions that are not answered. But I don't know, whatever. Meditation's a tool that you can use to help. And if you want to do it, you can. If not, you don't need to. Anyways, I always come out here and I'm intense and I'm full of energy and I usually talk a lot more. But tonight we're just going to hop into meditation. So now we go within to the place of pure love and oneness residing in our hearts. And we access that love so we may remember who we are and where our true home is. Find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that's comfortable for you. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds. And you can use it to help regulate your breath count. So take a few more slow, deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your attention on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds float together and merge into one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Keep your awareness on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon, and return your focus to your breath. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Stay attuned to your breathing. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky, eventually disappearing from your sight. And return your awareness to your breath count. Focus on your breathing. focus on your breath. Stay focused on your breathing. Stay focused on your breath. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love emanating from this location. And the warmth which surrounds this love. Give yourself permission to feel the perfect peace residing here. Along with the joy which accompanies it. In this place, you recall your divinity. In this place, you remember your eternal home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which hinders your evolution. Keep your awareness on your breathing. When thoughts enter your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon, and direct your attention back to your breath. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of consciousness. All the way down to your center point. The place inside you where your essence is the strongest. The nexus of your being. Feel your love flowing from the center point. Observe its manifestations. experience the peace and joy which live here. In this place of pure monism. Opposites of any kind cannot enter here. And boundaries and separations cannot exist in this place. Fear and worry are not welcome here. For this space is filled with love. Focus on your center point. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you recall your true identity. At your center, you remember how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you recall your divine purpose. To spread love and light to all of those whom you encounter. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which blocks your third eye vision. Pure through your third eye. At your center point, you are one with the source of all creation. Co-creating with this source. The ego cannot exist in this space. For only truth can reside in the context of infinity. So we remain Alpha and Omega in this holy place. Even though sometimes we choose to see through the body's vision. We always come back to this most holy location. Because this place is our eternal home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Taking the biggest inhale of the day, filling your vessel with love and light. And as you exhale, release all fear and worry from your mind. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing the sacred space with me. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide. I hope you feel more peaceful and relaxed. I hope you feel more grounded and stable. And I hope you feel more love and kindness than you did prior to the meditation. And most importantly, I hope you can take that love with you into the external world and share it with all those who have forgotten the love. Namaste. Hey, JT Farms, so good of you to show up. My channel shaman is on her break and she showed up. It's always good to see you, JT. How are you doing today? JT's such a wonderful person. This mala that I wear around my neck, she made for me 3 beads at a time for 40 consecutive streams. How amazing is that? I love you, JT, and I hope you're doing well tonight. It was a pleasure to be able to communicate with you on the phone the other day. And One Sluggy, a big shout out to my good buddy One Sluggy. He's a streamer here on Twitch. He hasn't streamed that much recently, but he's still once a streamer, always a streamer. He does a lot of retro gaming. He does walks around the neighborhood. Most importantly, though, he's just an authentic, genuine dude. He's a good guy. He really is. His heart is in the right place. And he doesn't put up a false image. What you see from him is how he is. And that's one of the reasons why I respect him. So check him out, drop him a follow. And get him daddy. Get him daddy. I can't even read. I got that pure love going on. How are you doing, friend? It's good to see you coming around. You say deep breath. Yeah, we were taking those deep breaths where you get that real fresh oxygen, filling up those lungs with that oxygen. That's what we need. And you say, hey, Mr. James, when you say release all ego that hinders your evolution, what exactly does that mean? That's a great question. That's a super good question. So according to my metaphysics, what I believe is that ego is what blocks us from being our true selves. So like, let's say you have 2 people that typically love each other, right? Maybe you have a couple that's married, right? And they get in some argument, some stupid argument over something petty, right? And they're both arguing, and neither one wants to admit that they're wrong. But they're arguing just for the hell of it, for the sake of argumentation, right? Or because each one wants to prove the other one wrong, right? That's what's called an ego battle, right? You're letting your ego getting in the way. When in reality, you love this person, you care about this person more than anything, and you wanna have a loving relationship with that person. But in that instant, you've forgotten that your essence, your foundational essence, is pure love. You've chosen to identify with the ego mind, which is the mind of like division and separation, as opposed to the Holy Spirit, you could call it, or you could call it the divine love within you, or there's a million names for it, right? However you want to frame it, but whatever is most fundamental, which is pure love, that pure essence within you. And when you've chosen to identify with the ego, you're not going to be happy, because the ego is hell bent on making you unhappy and all the people around you unhappy. But people that don't know that love, people that have forgotten, I mean, I shouldn't say don't know, people who have forgotten how to love, they can only see with the ego, and that's a problem. So when I say release all ego that hinders your evolution, I'm talking about. It's funny, we say evolution, but it's more of a forgetting. It's more of releasing all ego, such that you remember who you truly are, and that your essence is pure love. That's who you are. You're Mr. Love, right? You're Mr. Pure love at the core. So yeah, ego is kind of just distraction. It's all in it's like, any distractions that happen around you in the going about your day and in your worldly business. Maybe someone says a passive aggressive comment to you. Maybe you get a scratch on your car. Maybe you stub your toe. Right? These are all examples of distractions, things that can distract your attention away from what you truly are, which is that pure love and oneness, existing in a state of oneness with all of creation, because you're a perfect being at the core, at your foundation. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking. Yeah, and if anyone ever has any questions about my metaphysics, let me ask away. JT, you say good night. Good night, Sluggy. You're taking off, Sluggy. All right. Who knows? You may stream again in the future. Yeah, I hope you do, man. I always enjoyed your streams. I like the retro gaming, man. It's fun. There's something good about the old school NES games and Super Nintendo games, Genesis games, all those old school games. There's something just really fun about it. It's cool to know. It's cool to know that you don't need like the best graphics card and the best computer in the world to have an enjoyable experience playing a game, right? Some of the best games are some of the originals, right? Some of the old school ones, and then you see the evolution of gaming, from those old school games to what we have today, right? It's cool that you do the retro stuff. You say just stressful to play. It is. It's super stressful. Those games are no joke. I mean, some people, there's this common misconception that old school games are all easy. They're like, oh, that's old, that's old. That's going to be easy. I can beat that, no problem. But some of those old school games are super tough, actually. It's not easy. Anyone who knows the retro gaming scene knows that those games can be challenging, super challenging, actually. I remember when you were playing Castlevania, right? You were not having it was definitely not easy for you, and you were playing Mario 2, having some issues at some points as well, right? Those games are no joke. Yeah, cool. Let's see. You say, just stressed to play those games. Yeah, I mean, they can be stressful because there's not much leeway, right, for mistake, right? A lot of those games, it's like if you're off by just the slightest margin of error, you're gonna die. You're gonna lose a life or whatever, right? You have to be on your game. You got to be on your game. You got to perfect it, right? But then it feels so good once you finally beat it, right? There's something awesome about undertaking a challenge that's really hard, not just in gaming, but in life, right? It's like if you undertake a challenge that's easy and you succeed, whatever. So it's, everyone expects you to succeed. You expect yourself to succeed. It's not really a big deal, right? But if you undertake something that's super challenging, if you strive to achieve something that's very difficult, that few have achieved, and you actually accomplish that goal, then it's like that's what matters. That feeling of satisfaction, that feeling of accomplishment, that feels like nothing else, right? And one could say achieving perfect peace is something like that, right? Like if I just went off and just basically meditated for the rest of my life and just kind of found a mountaintop and stayed on that mountaintop and meditated, every day, as much as I possibly could. And I was able to transcend this bodily form and merge with the divine oneness. That would be a cool accomplishment, right? At the same time, though, then I feel like I'm turning my back on those around me. That's why I don't do that. I've thought about it. I thought about just kind of, joining a Buddhist monastery, kind of going up, somewhere far away from everyone, and maybe just, living a life of solitude and peace up there. But I feel like I'm not doing enough good for the community if I go that route. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to share meditation with the mainstream, right? Because a lot of people think like, oh, meditation is just for Buddhist monks, or it's just for people who are or for priests or whatever, right? Who are deep in prayer, right? But no, meditation is for everyone, and that's the cool thing about it. And I'm very mainstream. I listen to heavy metal. I mean, I love, one of my favorite things actually is going off into the woods like at 3 a.m, and like just listening to heavy metal, sitting on a log and meditating. Because it's like a difficult thing, right? You got your whatever band you're listening to screaming in your ear. It's super fast and intense, right? But if you can exist in a state of perfect peace and love and joy and oneness with like super intense like thrash metal or black metal going on in the background, like, then you can exist in that state of pure love anywhere, right? Then when you're out it's like training for me, right? Because then when you're out in the world and something does happen, it's like, oh, no big deal. I'm just going to focus on my breath and this too shall pass, right? At least that's how I view it. One Sluggy, you say, beating those games does feel good. Yeah, it totally feels good, man. It totally feels good. It feels great. Like you have a good sense of accomplishment, everything's not as smooth, right? Nowadays, like the controls on everything are real smooth and slick, but when you're using those old school controllers or you're trying to use the keyboard on some of those games, those old school games, it doesn't flow right. So you have to like really be on your game. You have to have that perfect timing, and yeah, you definitely feel awesome. You feel like you've accomplished something, when you've actually done it. It's as opposed to just playing some cheap, game on your phone that's like real easy to beat, right? On the easy difficulty level, right? All right, okay, let's see who's out there in the Twitch world. Let's see who is out there. This is always a cool moment because we get to spread the love. All right, cool. One of my buddies is streaming. He's a cool dude. He's a gamer, nice guy. Steel. We're gonna give him a raid. Let's get the raid call all set up. If you're a subscriber, you can copy and paste this. And everyone who stopped by, I appreciate you all and I love you all. And I really, most importantly, I hope you got something out of the meditation. I hope you found a little bit of peace and joy in it, because this world is not easy, right? This world is tough, and we need more peace and love in our lives, and we need to share that with those around us. That's what's most important. Yeah, and you too, Sluggy. Have a wonderful night as well, man. It's always good when